Earth Day and welcome to our event. Today is about hearing from you all, and it is about hearing about the type of change that we are able to make, that we are willing to make, and bringing together that systems change that the university is engaged in, but as well as that collective and individual change that we all need to be and are a part of.
We invited you today as members of a larger collective group. So we have the UB community, and within the UB community, we have communities within communities. Change often requires difficult conversations, and that's part of what we're about here today. As you know, our climate action plan is aggressive. Going from here to where we need to be is going to require even more action and some harder changes, I think, that we'll have to make.
Whether we like it or not, money has the pervasive power to dictate many of our behaviors. And carbon pricing is a strategy that leverages this fact to help us incentivize actions that will help us to reduce emissions. Here at UB, our carbon pricing committee is moving forward with 4 recommendations, 4 strategies for us to reduce emissions utilizing carbon pricing. Think way back to 2019, prior to COVID, woohoo, and your behavior for business travel. What percentage of work travel, not counting the time you come to UB, would you be willing to reduce moving forward?
We have and continue to advance on the mobility end a variety of different low carbon mobility options for the campus community, including the UB Stampede, our campus shuttles, bike share, carpooling, and then into the future we look to future of mobility options such as Uber, Lyft, and different strategies and services that will help us bridge that first mile and last mile of commutes and get students, faculty, staff to leave their cars at home and use the variety of services to get to campus.
The theme you've heard today is about change, but it's about change for us individually. And so in our group, one of the things that Ryan asked us to really look at was the idea of what would be the behaviors that people all around our campus community might need to alter, grow, develop, or change.
So if you think about it this way,
The future of work in higher education at UB is focused on hybrid right now. That's our policy. All right, it is. It's a hybrid policy. Nobody is 100% remote, and we don't have that design or that capability. But hybrid can really be a great impact for us. And what we want to do is, what is the most important area for focus for the university to consider as we plan for a future of hybrid work? I'm not surprised by that answer, and I'm actually happy that answer, because that means we're having a conversation about the work. We're having a conversation in our teams and with our supervisor who provide the direction. That's where a great conversation can put in. See, is flexibility a possibility that we can work towards?
Today I'm here to talk with you about a more visible topic, and that is the waste. Specifically the waste that we as individuals, as well as what the university generates, which is quite huge. And I think it also demonstrates that our daily actions and decisions can also make a very big difference in trying to lower this number. So much like all of my other captains and colleagues have kind of mentioned about personal responsibility, ROT by far is the one that we need everybody's active participation in every day. Take a pause and to reflect that all of our consumption, whether it be food or materials or anything else, there are consequences and there are after impacts.
On campus, Campus Dining and Shops did a wonderful job weathering and continuing to serve all of us and our students over the last 2 years. But it's been difficult. It has impacted some of our ability to meet some of our goals and staying on track. But we are righting the ship, and as Tonka mentioned, One World Cafe is another jump forward in our efforts on campus to achieve zero waste, with a new focus on packaging and compostable alternatives. We have also started to get a handle as a campus on our food carbon footprint, and for the first time we're able to measure this sector and have started including that information in all of our assessments. So we have a few questions for you to see what your appetite for change is. How supportive would you all be of implementing a carbon tax on unsustainably procured meat at UB, with the revenue going to fund offset program in Western New York?
I've engaged with many of my peers over the last few years as a student, a researcher, an organizer, and it's clear that we know what's at stake and that we have to act. And I know that as members of this institution, you do too. So change begins with us. I'm here today to celebrate how far we've come in our mission in carbon neutrality and how far we've yet to go. We have it within our grasp to not only prevent the worst, but also build the best possible. So we can't do this without you, and thank you for being where change begins.